man. We gotta talk about it. There are big rumblings and quarterback shuffles, and I know the reviewers who know me, and I've talked to some of them already. They're already putting in their little 2 cents about the situation. So we're gonna get to it right now. So I'm gonna get it out of the way, starting right off the top. So it's already been confirmed that Matthew Stafford and the Lions are mutually parting ways. Okay. So just to go over some of the facts, he's got a couple years left on his deal. So it's very friendly to a team that wants to sign him because as you see the Rams kind of regretting paying Jared Goff as much money as they have. You see the Eagles having trouble with Wentz, which is why they signed old boy, the coordinator from the Colts, to try to bring some life out of Wentz to get the most out of that contract.
Try to rejuvenate this motherfucker.
Right, exactly. You see the Cowboys playing possum because they don't want to pay Dak $35 a year, even though he's probably worth more than Goff and Wentz. But when you look at Stafford, his base salary for 2021 is 9.5, and then for 2022 is 12.5. So in the grand scheme of things, considering what he's capable of, that's well worth it if you're a team like the Colts or a couple other squads that if you put him in, you may be talking AFC Championship or at least knocking on the door of contention. 2 things I want to clear up before, JB, I get your thoughts on this. Number one, while it did happen, and while I understand, I'm not delusional about this, I understand that, as we talked about our pen and production meeting, may have just been a situation he did all he could do. I firmly believe that the media pushed this over the top. And what I mean by that is for months and months and months, 6 months to a year ago, you heard people like fucking frenemy of this podcast, Dan, turn your mic off, Orlovsky, constantly pumping this narrative when nobody was talking about it. And I find that curious because it is no secret that Dan Orlovsky has a relationship with Matthew Stafford. So it could stand to reason that when he was saying things, he was going right back to Stafford and communicating with him before he actually said shit on camera. So that's number one. And also, people said, they put their house up for sale before the season started. Maybe that was part of it. And his wife has always been known to be very outspoken, although she's never badmouthed the Lions or badmouthed Detroit. We showed her a lot of love when she dealt with the leukemia and whatever she was dealing with. Shout out to her. All right, that's number one. Number 2, and you see this with the whole kind of vultures picking at the corpse sort of deal that you've been seeing with the Stafford news. This isn't as simple as Stafford's had his career wasted with the Lions.
Right.
And the reason why that is because that sets a dangerous precedent for any great player who never won a championship.
Right.
Let's be clear. If Stafford could have easily went to another situation and it didn't work out and he didn't get to show what he was capable of. Did he need more help at times? Absolutely. On the defensive end? Absolutely. But on his current career trajectory, he's going to pass Drew Brees in yards. So it's not like he didn't get his to earn contracts and prove that he is a fringe elite or elite quarterback. Now, at this point, 12 years in, do you want the guy to win? Yeah, man, God bless. Is it going to happen anytime soon with the Lions? No, they got a new regime, and as JB and I always talk about, it's a your guy league, a la what we talked about a few weeks ago with Ron Rivera. Is this guy my guy? Dan Campbell, new coach. Brad Holmes, new GM. Maybe Stafford is not his guy. But this idea that he's completely wasted his career is a falsehood because then you have to go down the line and have that debate with all these guys. Did Fitz have his career wasted with the Cardinals? I'm not going to say that. Did Marino have his career wasted with the Dolphins? I'm not going to say that either. Were the last 10 years of Rodgers wasted with the Packers? Again, all these things you can make arguments for. So this idea that, oh my God, Megatron, Barry, here comes Stafford, the long line of guys with their careers wasted. Now in the era that we live, and you're seeing it, and why we want to talk about these quarterbacks is that the NBA shit is now transferring over to the NFL. If you are a power player, or like JB said, the head of the snake, where you can call more shots, just like Deshaun Watson is doing, you can put pressure on the organization to be like, yo, I don't want to fucking be here, so I need to move. And they need to make a play to actually get the player out of there. The difference is with Stafford, his contract is way more friendly right now than Watson's. And I'll be damned if they're going to give him up for a second-round pick in 2023. It's not going to happen. So all you delusional fucks who are like, he's going to come to the Patriots, there's no shot in hell. They do not have enough capital to make it happen. nor do they have enough pieces around him to win now. So it's a lateral move. And if Indy wants him, Indy, you better fucking pay the piper, because it's going to be Indy on line 1 and the Niners on line 2. And the Rams might be in the market as well. So if you want Stafford, you're going to have to come up with a good offer that's worthy of his talent, because if you're going to talk about him not winning, that's fine. It's in the context of the team. But what you can't argue is what he can do and what he's done. So if you think he's an elite quarterback, you have to pay an elite price, baby. Step on up to the dope pusher. We got what you need. So you better figure it out. And that's my little rant on that. So what do you think about what he's saying?
Everything around them. Cream get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. All right? That's what Detroit is screaming right now. So look, Stafford has done everything he needs to do for the city of Detroit, right? He's been excellent, right? Always been one of my favorite quarterbacks. He's always been one of the top quarterbacks in the league to me, no matter what the record has shown for the Detroit Lions. So, yes, whoever gets him is going to get a jewel, right? And whoever gets him needs to be smart enough to say, okay, let's put some pieces around him and more so a defense, because we know that this guy can get it done in the fourth quarter. He can manage a game when it's time to crank it up. He's shown all of these things with a team, like Benny said earlier, who has never really just given him everything he's needed to win, right? So I'm rooting for Matthew Stafford. I want him to stay the fuck out of the NFC West. But other than that, man, go enjoy like your football life. I'll say that, because even though I would never say waste his career in Detroit, but you want some kind of gratification by winning, you know what I'm saying, and by getting to the playoffs, and by going deep into the playoffs. Like, that gets difficult, right? Because, you know, he's, with the exception of Megatron being there, he's always pretty much the best player on the team, right? No matter what running backs they had. I think you guys had Reggie Bush at one point, right? Mm-hmm. So still, like, Stafford is going to be the most steady, consistent player you guys have had for the last 12 years. You know what I'm saying? Megatron was outstanding, but Megatron couldn't throw himself the ball, right? You know what I'm saying? So it ain't like Stafford just turning his head and throwing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he stood in there, took hits, delivered dimes. Like, he's done everything he's needed to do, right? So at this point, you know, sometimes you grow apart. It's like a marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can love the person all you want, but you're just not meant to be together. And that's kind of where it's at right now with Matthew Stafford. So everything's run its course. Pretty sure he has no ill will towards the organization. Pretty sure he loves them for the opportunity they gave him. City of Detroit has been phenomenal. Like you said, they really stood behind him when his wife had the cancer thing. Nothing but love. He's done a million things there philanthropy-wise for the community. And he's given Detroit everything that he had to give them. So it's time for him to move on. That's the business. So good luck to Matthew Stafford, wherever he may land, except for the NFC West. All right, stay the fuck out of the NFC West. Thanks.
Right. Man, can you imagine? Jesus Christ, that'll be a whole thing.